Welcome to another episode of Can We Talk TV. Get to know your hosts, Peter and Helen Yapel, as they are the New York State chapter coordinators of the Human Solution International, where we believe no one should go to jail for a plan. Peter and Helen are ministers living the changes they wish to see in the world. Peter is a patient that learned the science behind the cannabis plant as he healed. Helen supported and cared for him by learning the medicinal values of foods, and now their allegiance is to the plant. Currently, they teach. They spread the knowledge that they've acquired through all social media, radio, and now through TV. So sit back and learn how to simplify and live a canna lifestyle.
Welcome to another episode of Can We Talk, everyone, where we live the changes we wish to see in the world. How are
each
you,
week. Pretty good, babe. This week and every week, guys, we try to educate you, entertain you, and teach you how to learn a kind of lifestyle. This has been a
crazy week.
As always, we say that every week when we get on the show.
And we do, but it always is. It's not like it's not. We moved this week, and let me tell you.
Yeah, that was a lot of work. We moved, and the part that made it difficult was the end of the month fell in the middle of the week, kind of really. So we really everybody's working. We really couldn't get a lot of help. We did have Larry, thank God, lent us his truck, and then Ryan and TJ helped out when they had a few minutes.
We did have a little bit of manpower to help out, and we did have a friend's truck, so that. So
that helped tremendously, because without it we would never got it done. But we broke our butts, and we got it done. We've been in the place a week. It's 4 acres in the woods with a stream and a pond and
eco-friendly home.
And I had a baby red-hawk dove, a red-tailed hawk. Probably a year old, and bathing in the puddle at the end of the driveway this morning.
We're the first bird that Pete saw. He loves birds. He spots them out. He sees things I don't ever see, but he saw the woodpecker the first day.
Yeah, I was out drinking my coffee.
Big woodpecker. Yeah. Black body, big old red head.
Yeah. I go and I sit out I put my feet up on a log, and I meditate every morning with my coffee, because it's so serene and peaceful. And Helen's sleeping. I got the wood pellet already filled, the compost toilet emptied. Yeah, we live the change we wish to see in the world every day, as we say.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's really good. But we're all into place, and the dogs are adapted now. So
yes.
Kids have been out.
And the house is coming together. The upstairs is not finished yet. But
kids have been out. We've had a couple of visitors. Yeah. Not much. But like I said, it's been a week. We're finally settling in. Helen will have it all done by the end of this week. It's just the upstairs.
I will.
And of course we got our CBD class and dinner that we're going to be doing at Sorella's.
Well, we also do one here in Port Jervis every Wednesday night.
We do a free class.
Yeah, we do a free class here.
Empowering Port Jervis.
The one on 11 Fowler Street. But the one that Pete just mentioned at my daughter-in-law's restaurant, which is Sorella Pizza and Italian Restaurant, which is in White Lake. We will be those classes will be included with the purchase of your meal, and the meal will include choices of 3 different meals, which will be I believe it's chicken marsala, shrimp parm, and an eggplant parm, all with pasta, salad.
So we got somebody for the people that don't eat meat, and we got all a bit of pasta with everything.
Pete and I will have some CBD infused coffee for those that want to try.
That want to.
And of course uninfused coffee will be available as well. But the class is important. The class is important for everyone to attend. Anybody who can make it needs to make it. We are so uneducated with this huge movement happening, and we can't continue this way.
All right, so take the time. It's June 13th, right?
It is. It's June 13th.
June 13th. So take the time, come on out and see us. And, like I said, enjoy a dinner. There's going to be some jazz music there. There's a couple of musicians that come in and play. Like I said, food and beverage, soft drinks and coffee are free. But and there is a bar if you want to buy.
If you do want to drink, you're more than welcome to purchase.
But that the meal and everything that's all
inclusive.
Gratuity inclusive.
Yes. And
so
that's
we hope
$30
to see you
a plate, I think it was,
$30.
Right? $30 a plate.
We'll see. So we hope to see you there. And then The Walk for Change is a walk that we've decided to do to bring solidarity to the community. We don't care what organization you belong to. We don't care what it is that you stand up for as far as cannabis rights go. But all of our end goals is one thing, and that's to free the plant and end prohibition. So we've taken it upon ourselves to sit back and say, we're going to walk across America and try to bring together this 65% of Americans that say the plant should be free and that we should be able to use it however we want to use it. Right? And along the way, we'll do some interesting things. We hope you all come out and meet us. Why? Because, as we explain a lot of times, million people marches on Washington can't be done when it comes to sick people and patients. Some people might not be able to take 10 steps, let alone walk from wherever they are or march upon Washington. These are hours and hour-long events, people. So we can't really do that. Would it show something? Absolutely. But wouldn't it show more as if we walk across the country and people came out of their homes to meet us, to show their support, to say, hey, I might not be able to do it but here I am in support. And hand us like a bandana or just some kind of momentum as they're going through. And we'll find a way to display it, at the end of it, don't you think?
Sounds like a plan. What do you want me to say?
Nothing. Anyway, after that, which was great because we got to talk about that a lot this week at the New York City Cannabis Parade.
We sure did.
The New York City Cannabis Parade was, again, a day of cannabis freedom in Union Square. And I say it like that because as Leo Bridgewater made the point, that everybody goes to these events and they shows up to these events and they like to party at these events, but then that's all they do. They stop. There's no activism left after that.
I didn't see a whole lot of activism happening. From what I understand, I wasn't there last year. From what I understand, last year was a whole lot more people.
No, well, the weather was a lot better, too. Last year was sunny, predicted 75. This year they predicted rain. So, again.
Okay, I thought it was pretty political.
Yeah. It always is.
Well, and I think that that's wrong. Mm-hmm. I think that, I think it could have been done a lot differently. Mm-hmm. This year and organized this year, and for a good reason, was minority absence in the cannabis community, or difficulties in minorities and women in the cannabis community, and getting licenses and getting to be in the public. Mm-hmm. Any white corporate businessman can open a cannabis business. It's very difficult still for minorities. They're the most prosecuted and the hardest to get into the business, and that's truly what the stance was yesterday, and I understood that completely, and I agree with that stance completely. It's very difficult, not only for minorities, but for anybody, unless you're a multimillionaire at this point in time, to get into this business. That's exactly how they want it.
Mm-hmm. Right, but that's what they're trying to fight. So the parade had the purpose, and it did have the reason, and I believe it was well represented. They had Ganja Granny there, and that was great.
That was the highlight
for her, Helen. Yeah, you got a woman.
It was. Well, not for nothing. She talked about real stuff.
Right.
She talked about what really matters, what the real problems are,
yeah.
and why it's so important for the plant to be free. I mean, my God, when are we all going to realize that it's do or die? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really kind of like that. It's do or die. You have an endocannabinoid system. We are depleting our endocannabinoid system. If we are not ingesting, we're depleting. It's just that simple. So we have to. That's what I loved about her. I loved the way that she brought that to light. How important it was to treat.
Beat cancer, breast cancer,
yes,
3
my
times.
God, the woman's how old is she?
80s. She still ingests every day.
She looks like she's 60.
Yeah, she looked fantastic.
My God.
Yeah, she's got the energy and no one you've ever
oh my
seen.
God.
Well, anyway, that was good.
Now,
well,
you have cannabis to thank for all of that. And that has to be recognized. It needs to be recognized.
And that's what needs to be changed.
Yes.
That absolutely needs to be changed.
Yes.
Well, guys, we're going to leave you with that. We'll do some clips before we go out. I spoke at the parade this year, so we were lucky to do that. And so we're going to roll out some clips while we go into break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
If we were all going, it would heal the planet again. Hemp heals your planet. It cleans soil. It can clothe you. It can house you. Cannabis can medicate you. That's the difference. We need to free this plant. No one owns a plant. Who is anyone to put restrictions on a plant? No one has that right.
Come on, guys.
The plant was illegally put
Everybody
on
come
a
across the
schedule
street.
one without any evidence, folks, because of ignorance, racism. This is the reason why our plant is bastardized. More minorities are thrown in jail for drug and cannabis crimes than any other. Whites don't feel the effects of that as much. So a lot of us do not understand it. But there are tons of minorities that do. Listen, we are about ready to do a walk, my wife and I, across the United States so that we can shake hands with as many people as we can. 65% of Americans say that they want this plant free. Well, I hope to touch as many of them as I possibly can over the next year in this trek across the country. It's just a show and form of solidarity. I don't care if you represent normal. I don't care what group it is you represent. We all want the same thing. We want this plant free, and we want every human being that's behind bars set back out on the streets, free where they belong, and everything abolished from their records. This is ridiculous that we do this. We definitely all need to have accountability. My gosh, this plant can't free itself. We have to do this. All of everybody that's watching now on Facebook, you should be standing here. Don't sit home and smoke a blunt and say you support this movement. Get up and move. Activism's first rule is you have to be active. You have to be active to be an activist. Okay, y'all, let's march. Let's show some solidarity. Let's stand with each other. And let's free a planet. Let's free the people. And let's get what we deserve.
Here's speaking, brother.
Welcome back, everybody. So now we are going to have a little discussion, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have a discussion about something that's not pleasant to the ears at all.
Yeah. Well, we figured out we'd start out with some lighthearted stuff, before we hit you with this and in the face.
We just did.
No, that's what I said. We figured to them we'd hit them with some lighthearted stuff before
Oh.
we punched them in the face with this thing, because this is ugly.
It is ugly. It's very ugly, but it needs to be discussed. People need to understand that this is something that's happening. It's unacceptable. And we need to change it. I mean, this things like this cannot happen.
Well, what Helen's talking about is two separate cases that happened in Watertown, New York.
Yes.
And the one involved a gentleman that was a school bus driver, and he admittedly, now, mind you, openly admitted in court that he coaxed a 14-year-old student that he had driven before on his bus onto the bus, got her drunk, brought her back to his place, raped her, and brought her home. And he admitted to all this.
Now, this is in Watertown, New York.
Yeah.
This is right here in our state. Now, this man was tried. He was convicted. However, his sentence held no time. His sentence was 10 years probation.
10 years probation.
For admitting to doing this to a 14-year-old child and explaining how he still gets 10 years probation. Now, even if the justification is that he admitted it and they're thinking that
they're giving him a reward.
Right, like you're rewarding him without jail
For his
time
honesty?
for being honest. We cannot have that. In the same town, a 70-year-old man gets pulled over who's a cancer patient, who holds a medical marijuana card, who goes to the dispensary.
The state dispensary.
The state dispensary.
State card, state dispensary.
That's right. And purchases his medicine and then gets pulled over. When the police officer asks him, do you have any drugs in the car? He says, well, no, but I do have this, and hands him his medicine from the dispensary along with his card. The police officer responds, you're going to be arrested. The man thinks he's joking.
Yeah. He's like, I got a card.
I got a card. But he gets arrested. Now, this man is now been convicted and is now awaiting sentencing.
I know, and the
and
point,
it is...
right. No, so now,
How
mind you,
does this
he
happen?
goes to jail. He sits in jail for 3 months because his friends don't know he's there. Nobody knows he's there. They just may think he's sick and in the hospital again. Who knows? But he's in jail for 3 months. His friend finds out he's in jail, and what does he do? He bails him out.
Yep.
But the guy's in jail now. He can't treat. He's not. It was 3 weeks. It wasn't 3 months. Sorry, 3 weeks. He's in jail. He's getting, he's not getting the treatment. He's not able to treat with his oils, so he's getting sick. A man's literally dying in jail because we're holding a plant hostage still. Now, mind you, he's being sentenced, and he's going to do jail time.
So they did this on a federal level, right?
Well, they always do.
Well, yeah, they did it on a federal level because he abided by all the state laws.
So if they're going to get you one way, they're going to get you another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now, how does that court in Watertown and that judge justify those two convictions?
Right.
I want to know that. So I am calling you out personally. I want to know how you came up with that.
Well,
I don't care whether it was a jury trial, whether it was a judge trial. I personally want to know.
I just think that it is to the point where we are just in such idiocy any longer when it comes to the judicial system and the way it works. We are supposed to live in a free country. We are policed more than we've ever been in my life.
Oh my
lives.
God!
I have never seen.
This is ridiculous.
Listen, when I see cars pulled over on the side of the road for police officers now, there's 2 and 3 cars. 2 cars for a goddamn guy with a blinker out to start with. What is it? You think everybody carries around an Uzi or has a bomb in their trunk? Come on, man. Or everybody's transporting heroin and pills and drugs across the country? No. We're citizens of the United States. We have absolute freedom to travel this place as much as we want. We're not in bloc countries. We're not in Europe. We don't have to show visas and this, that, and the other thing is we cross borders and this, that, and the other thing. That's not what we have to do. Why? Because we live in the land of the free, people.
That's right.
We live in a land of free.
We're supposed to anyway.
That's right. That's what we are at least told. That's where we've been told.
Yeah.
We've been told this for a long time. And when we sit back and we let people that kill people and rape people and steal the innocence of children, that drug our kids, that are killing our kids and adults, and we allow these people to just walk away with a slap on their wrist, and somebody has the audacity, mind you, to grow a plant, to manufacture something from that plant, to transport that plant, whatever it is with that plant, and all of a sudden, it's life in prison without the possibility of parole. Let's take this guy off the street forever because it's just a horrible thing.
This is horrible, and this has to stop.
It absolutely
We have to educate ourselves on the endocannabinoid system and how the cannabis plant mimics human physiology, and then we will understand that it is a necessity to life. Yeah. It truly, truly is. Yeah. You want to live your best self? You want to live your best life? Then find a cannabidiol therapy.
Okay. So listen, with that said, we have to sit back and look at organizations such as ours. If you guys are out there or know anybody out there that has a case that is being up on charges, that is in the court system right now.
We're coming to Watertown.
Now listen, our organization is a 501c3, internationally recognized and in federal good standing, Solidarity Over Separation, the New York chapter of the Human Solution International. www.thsintl.org is our organization. It's a non-for-profit. Everyone is a volunteer that works here. Everyone that commits or does anything for this organization is a volunteer. Everyone from the CEO and the president to just standard members that pay a minimum of $4.20 a month to help support the literature and the court support and the banners we have made and things like this.
That's right.
No, we don't pay for lawyers. No, we don't do things
and we don't
like
do that. But we're there.
We educate the person that's in prison on how to best represent themselves in their case, and then we're there in court forum with our ribbons on, standing there. You see our ribbon in our fist, and you see the ribbon on the set every week. That's what it's there for, folks.
That's for the Human Solution International.
That's right. Our 501c3.
Solidarity Over Separation, where we believe no one should go to jail for a plant.
That's right. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be back in just a few moments. I don't know what we're going to come back with quite yet. Have a good one. Welcome, everyone. Will Hink, Nerd on Guitar.
code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, the father's help will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they pick, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if it's only you were crying, just look at them and sigh. And years of tender years can't know the fears that your elders grew by. So please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well, their children's health will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they pick, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if it's only you were crying, just look at them and sigh.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that little musical tidbit talent here from Will Hink.
Yeah, Teach Your Children by Crosby, Stills, and
Yes.
Nash, and I love the fact that, like I said,
And
he
now-
plays music from our age. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, that's huge for me. You know that because I love classic rock and roll, and the fact that you're singing it just makes me very happy at your age. That's for sure. So now tell us a little about yourself. Now, my husband had gotten it a little wrong earlier, and I know that he was telling me that your stage name is not what I thought it was. So could
Well,
you
it's because she
please
has it
iterate
posted
what it
wrong
was? And I
on
do.
social media, and she will change
And I will
it. But
fix
we've
it.
introduced him
So please
properly
tell
here.
me.
But
So my stage name or social media name or whatever you want to call it is Nerdonguitar, one word. I just when we were deciding what I should call myself, because unfortunately Will Hink isn't exactly that marketable, we were looking for something better, and we were trying to incorporate something with the hat. Unfortunately, everything involving fedora was already taken or really, really bad.
Okay.
So there's this long email chain of my dad and other relatives just trying to figure out what it was, and then I just popped in with one email. I was like, "How about Nerd on Guitar?" And they said, "Oh, that's pretty good." I was like, "Yeah, I thought so."
And all one word.
All one word.
now,
Okay.
does this epitomize you?
Yeah, I think it does. I was raised to believe that nerd was a cool term.
Absolutely.
Despite the
It
fact,
is.
yeah, like people often tell me after gigs, they'll be like, "Oh no, you're not a nerd." I was like, "No, I am. That's the point of the name, and that's why." Like, I just kind of be like, "Yeah, this is myself, and I play guitar."
Self-identification anymore is really important, And believe me, we believe, honestly, Helen and I, every single day of our life, we live the change we wish to see in the world.
we do.
But as we do that, we say we believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that we are promised in this country. Now, my pursuit of happiness is completely different to yours. So just be you, and if we're all kind and mindful, look at what we get. We get a great human being. Right? But we appreciate seeing this in our young, is what we're saying.
So you got into doing this type of music, thankfully, to your parents, but do you like this? This is what you would listen to?
Oh yeah, definitely. One of my favorite things to do is driving to school blaring classic rock.
Really?
Yes. I grew up, my parents were just like, our car, our music. So I was like, okay, cool.
Listen, that's right. When you have your car, we will have to suffer through that.
With my children as well. However, my children don't listen to my music.
Yeah.
Like they had no choice, but now
they enjoy it. But if
but that's
by
not
choice,
by choice,
they
they're going to listen to
something
something else.
Right.
But you choose.
Definitely. Because I just like it. It has a good sound to it. It's much better than just pressing a keyboard a couple times and saying this is music. Like bands like Def Leppard, Rush, Red Hot Chili Peppers, all that stuff, they have this unique sound of that a lot of artists today just kind of regurgitate, or just like you listen to you listen
it isn't the same.
Yeah, you listen to the radio, it's just like who is that? I thought it was this person, but it's really this person. Oh, it's Guy Singer.
Right, you can't. There's no self-identification.
Exactly. They're all
kids are getting into this.
They're all dudes with too much audio tune.
Yeah.
Or auto tune. My bad.
Right.
Auto tune with a guitar and some weird chiseled jaw that probably isn't real. It's disturbing to see. Oh, cool, him and him and him and him.
Right, exactly. It's all the same. But so you having difficulty finding gigs? Are you playing out a lot? Have you where can
what's your schedule looking like?
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot more gigs at Long Lot Farm Brewery out in Chester. I got my start at in Glenmere Brewery out in Florida, New York. Great people in both places. Hillcrest Entertainment, a bunch of other places like that. And it's hard to get gigs, especially at my age, when people take one look at you and it's like, cool, you don't play the music I want. But then they hear me play and they're like, oh, that's better. But it's a lot of going out and being like, please, hire me, please.
Give me a chance.
Are you making demos? Are you making your own?
I have a YouTube channel. I try and upload whenever I can. It has songs that I have, but often I usually just go and say, I will play for you. I will play an hour free of charge, and you can tell me whether you like me or not.
Right.
And an hour flies by.
You can't go wrong
Right, it
there.
sure does.
You can't go wrong there.
And how would somebody find you on YouTube? Where would they look for you?
You can definitely find me at Nerdonguitar. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. Also, Nerdonguitar, one word. Look for the guitar with the fedora. Honestly, that's the only reason why I wear this. I know I like
the
this.
Whole
It's
stage
fun.
I know
awesome.
I like this.
But that's where you can find me online. Other than that, you can just and on Facebook as well. I post all of my events and gigs and all that stuff, so you can find me there and you can see me live.
Can they hire you from there too as well? Can they sign you up? Or what's the best way to do that?
You totally can. Just shoot me a message, tell me I have a gig or something like that. People have actually done that, and it's almost unsettling seeing oh, people want me to play for them, and it's weird because in my mind I'm still the 16-year-old kid who has no idea what he's doing. Now it's 2 years later. I've aged not at all. But it's just crazy to think about that.
Right. Well, where do you see yourself soon? Are you writing your own stuff, or are you just doing all cover material right now?
Right now, it's all cover material. I have a hard time writing lyrics, so that's
fine. You listen.
Yeah.
How about music? Music. Are you okay with writing that, like the melody?
Yes, I've been trying to write that as much as I can. Obviously, some things stick better than others.
Well, there's so many people that couldn't strum a guitar, beat a drum or hit a note on a keyboard,
write great
but can
lyrics.
write, and it can express.
Right.
So that's maybe what you're looking for. So hey, if anybody out there is a lyricist that's looking for somebody
to
that
collaborate
maybe want to
with.
collaborate with, please look them up.
Really?
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, you tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a step away, guys. We're gonna put Will back up. We're gonna let him play a couple more tunes for you guys to enjoy, and we'll be back soon. Have a great one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Will. Please look him up and let's book him let's really book this kid. He's really great, as you can hear. We're gonna let him play us out with a couple of extra songs, everybody. So once again, Will Hink, the nerd guitarist.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day. And I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing. And hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day. And I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day. And I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, ooh, all my loving, I will send to you. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven knows a place for those who pray. Way, way. We'd like to learn a little bit about you for our fire. We'd like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Stroll around the grounds until you feel at home. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven knows a place for those who pray. Way, way. kids. Just a little secret, just the Robinson's affair. Most of all, you've got to hide it from the kid. Choo-choo-choo, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven knows a place for those who pray. Way, way. Sitting on a sofa on a Sunday afternoon. Gonna do what I can, face to face. Laugh about it, shout about it when you've got to choose. Any way you look at it, you lose. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? One nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Woo, woo, woo. What's that you say, Mrs. Robinson? Joe has left in your way. Way, way.
Okay, again, everybody, that was Will Hink. I appreciate his time. Listen, music from my era being played by a young person only inspires me to know there's only good coming from this world. I thank you again for coming, and you're welcome back anytime you'd like. Again, everybody, Will Hink.
Oh, welcome back, everybody.
Hey, listen, Helen has been waiting.
I have.
I can't tell you. Since it's been a year now, I just figured out it's been a year.
It has.
You know, since we've been
Since
here.
we started, yeah.
Yeah, so like a whole year now we've been filming here, and growth that we've had. And we owe a lot of it to this guy. He just
Sure do.
Listen, this is Ronnie Banjo Strejic. You'll
Yes.
always
Howdy.
hear us talk about banjo. Well, this
Yes,
is Banjo.
and we do a lot on our show because
The one and only.
we're
That's
very
right.
involved. You know, we are here in the studio. Both we're all members together. Now we're at Empowering Port Jervis.
Yeah,
we
we-
see each other there all the time.
Yeah, Banjo was vice president here at the studio.
Yeah.
He's been an active member here. He's a trustee. He does so much around here behind the scenes, and y'all don't understand all that goes into this place. And
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
a
a big
lot.
part of it, and thank God for
Yep.
him. So, Banjo, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about you, because you are probably one of the most interesting men I've ever met
Yes,
in my
you
life.
are. Very interesting man.
Am the youngest son of a true American hero. My father was the first man off the beach on D-Day. This is the 75th anniversary of that. He was the first man off the beach on Omaha Beach on D-Day, and has been written about in historical books forever. I think the
Wow.
last count was 48 books.
Wow.
I had just gotten his medals last year, most of his medals
how
anyway, still got to
cool.
get more.
And
this
you're
is
a
the
veteran as well,
75th year.
right?
I'm a veteran also.
Yeah.
This is the 75th year of D-Day.
I know. Today is, right?
No,
Oh.
June 6th.
June
Oh,
6th,
yeah, that's another month.
So
yeah,
1
yeah.
month from today.
Yeah, 1 month
Yeah.
from today.
Yep,
Yeah.
1 month from today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
first-
interesting.
75 years.
We first
Wow.
found his name in books, in the first book about D-Day called The Longest Day in 1968.
Isn't that something? That's something, man. It's great to be.
I've been living
You know,
with it
we
ever since.
we appreciate history like that, especially because my grandmother's 92, and she always
is.
she tells us about the first light bulb lit in Newburgh.
Yeah.
But honestly, our family, my family, the Washington's headquarters is her great aunt was married to the
Hasbro.
Hasbroucks. And the Hasbroucks actually owned, Washington's headquarters. Washington used the Hasbrook home. So it was my family's home that Washington was
Yeah.
in.
Sure, I can remember going there when I was 12, 13 years
Yeah,
old.
so it's pretty neat. I love
cool.
history. I love history. But musically, I have to tell you, Banjo's played with some incredible musicians. He himself is
Is
probably
an incredible musician.
Yeah. I love listening to him. He brings the
Me
room
too.
to life. It really does. So when did you start
I
playing
enjoyed
banjo?
When I was 12.
Yeah?
I started playing, I bought my first guitar when I was 12.
Did you teach yourself?
Worked for, yeah, I sure did.
Really?
I worked, I was making 50 cents an hour working on the farm.
50 cents an
I
hour.
worked the whole summer for it.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I got it in August.
Wow, and then you taught yourself. So you were just in love with music before you even learned how to play guitar. You just
Who were some of your like idols? Who were the people that you listened to back then that really turned you like to really like music as much as you?
It's hard to say. It's that's I have so many. It's hard to say. I like country music. I like jazz. I like blues.
And he plays a lot it all, guys. When he plays, you can hear the mix and how he plays. He's a beautiful musician. When you'll get to hear him, believe me, I promise you will get to hear him.
It will be such a pleasure.
A little more about me too is I did 12 years on Yasgur's farm. I want to change the subject to letting the people know that this is the 50th anniversary for Woodstock, the Woodstock reunion.
Yes.
That's right.
We're going to do Froggy Days in a couple of weeks. That's a prerequisite before Woodstock, the Woodstock reunion. And, Bethel's going to be wide open. I think I just read today that the Woodstock that Michael Lang is planning up in, I think it was...
Yeah, I don't know. I heard that there was 2 different reunions actually going on. One was canceled and one was not.
One
And
was
Bethel.
canceled and one
Correct.
wasn't. Right.
Yeah.
One was canceled in Glenn's...
Glenn's
It's a
Bay?
raceway. No,
Glen, I
it's
don't
a
know.
raceway. Glen Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen.
Yeah,
Watkins
yeah.
Glen.
Watkins Glen. Yep.
I think that's close. If you knew anything about Michael, if you ever met him, you would know that he's just a, he's. I believe he planned it this way, and it'll come off. I think
Right.
it'll come off.
Yeah.
Right.
The newspaper articles beforehand are not the same thing in '69. It was the same thing. It was supposed to be in one place. It was supposed to be in another place, and another place, and it ended up in Bethel.
Right.
This one's just
Right. This one's convoluted with a lot of money and everything else.
Everybody's
too,
still
though.
coming, he says. Michael says.
Well,
Yeah.
let's hope
Yeah.
so.
Everybody's
I
all the
hope
stars
so.
are
It
still
would be
coming.
great to see another turnout as it was.
But I'd like it to be like
all
the
those
first
years
one,
ago.
where it was free and people came and played
But
for
didn't
free.
it? But wasn't it? But wait a minute. It wasn't like that from the beginning. Though. It
No,
wasn't set up that way,
no.
and it
There
ended up
were
that
initial
way.
tickets bought, yeah, but
Right.
it just got over. I mean, come on, and then people just came flying into play.
Right.
Come on, let's be realistic.
After that, why not?
There used to be tickets. There was a warehouse in Middletown that was housing all the tickets that didn't get sold, and it was broken into. Somebody broke in through one of the back walls, and these tickets just came pouring out of the
people
wall.
just started taking.
So there was a
just
bunch
started
of them.
taking 'em.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them around for a long time. But they
Wow.
were just garbage or trash.
Yeah.
I think it was $3 for the first day, like $10 for the second day, or
Wow.
they averaged up to $15.
Yeah, and that was a lot
For the
of
whole
money at that
weekend.
point in
Wow.
time for
Yeah.
a concert. That's the funny thing. I saw a friend of mine
69.
from high school post. I saw Springsteen tickets from like the '80s, and they were $15. I go, yeah, add like at least 2 zeros.
Oh,
to that.
yeah.
Now you got
You can add now,
$1,500
forget
to
it.
see him play, and he's ain't half as
Absolutely.
good as he was then. So
Yep.
It's gone up amazingly.
it's pretty neat. But, yeah.
It stinks the prices now of going to see a concert. They're not what they used to be, and the prices I think
gosh,
are
there's
not.
like musicians like you, and we had another kid on that was.
What is it to go see Billy Joel now? Like $1,000
Yeah,
a ticket?
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
ridiculous.
$200.
I
for
like
that.
Why?
too.
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
When you
it's
reach a certain
$200 for
plateau
caps.
in your career and you're making money hand over fist, why? Why do you need to charge that? I just don't get it.
We get people to play just as good of music and
Really?
actually better music for us for free every single day. I mean, and he's
Billy
an
Joel's a
example.
heck of a concert, though.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
but
I've
still,
seen
I
it
mean,
times.
my God, aren't you
I have
supposed to
too,
be?
but it's
At
still,
his,
it's
at
still a
his
lot of
age,
money.
man.
It's the people that made
It's
him get
amazing
there.
that
So
he
you know,
does that.
He's a
why are
talented
you
man.
charging the people?
Yeah.
Very talented man, very musically
absolutely.
talented man. Him, Elton John too. I mean,
they're two of my
Elton,
favorites.
is retired now, but that's the thing though. We're losing all those greats.
That's
You know, what I
right.
mean, we don't have any of those greats anymore. You know,
Yeah,
and
that's
those that are
hard, yeah.
still playing are so old. They
Mm-hmm,
have all they could do to all they can do to just
That's
even
something Green said to
complete
me.
a tour.
That's something Green said to me on the phone. So Woodstockers are falling like flies.
Yeah.
Flies dropping out of the air.
Yeah,
He
well,
said
it's
to me,
that
they've
time.
been saying that for about 5 years now.
Well, we're
About the
doing everything we can
Woodstockers.
to help you out. We are. CBDs, is our commission.
Which is a huge help. I just went on it that one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a
I
huge help.
was so
Everything.
glad that I did the same thing to my daughter just yesterday that I did to you, where she came to the house yesterday and she had a headache.
Yeah.
And she wasn't feeling good, just not feeling good. She actually felt hungover and hadn't drank the night before, so it was kind of, wondering why she felt that way. So I said, okay, well, just take a dropper, and I gave her a dropper. We sat and talked for like 20 minutes, and in the middle of my conversation with her, she says,
Can I have that
bottle? She said,
I don't
my
have a
headache
headache.
is gone.
Because I don't even have
And
a
I
headache.
feel good,
Yeah.
she said. I said,
Yeah.
And so she was sold just from
I
that.
gonna
So,
say.
and I get it.
It makes
and
me
I'm
feel
so
normal
glad.
for a
Well,
change.
again, everybody, as you can
now
see.
we just got to get you sleeping right. We get
Well,
you sleeping right?
I slept like a baby when that last bottle you had given me.
Oh, yeah?
I slept
So
like
then
a baby.
okay,
I was on
good.
I was IM and Pete.
Just don't let yourself run out. You
Yeah,
just let us know
don't
when
run
you're getting
out.
close.
You
I
give
mean,
me
when
like
you're
a
getting close,
week's
let us know.
notice.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get,
Like when you're getting close to running out, tell me, hey,
Yes,
Helen,
let us
I'm
know.
running
We'll
out.
get you some more.
You know?
Hey, listen,
And
it's
I'll
all
make sure you
about,
have it.
again,
My
helping
first
people.
experience is
It's
just
all about
amazing.
helping
It
people.
is.
Helen and I do
is.
nothing but help people. We do it. And again, we don't force anything on anybody.
No.
Again, like she just heard her say, yeah, my daughter, how long have me and her been in the CBD
Exactly.
business? Her daughter
And my
hasn't
daughter
taken it. Why?
just
Because we're not shoving
started.
it down her throat.
No.
We don't do that. We
No.
let people make their own choices.
right.
We educate them and say, hey, listen, give it a try.
That's right.
And everybody that does sticks to it
That's
and
right.
feels so much better.
I've tried it before, but I've never been given a dose.
Right.
And that dose was perfect, what you gave me.
Right. And again, that was just nothing but CBD. No
That was
THC,
only-
just
yeah,
a
that was
straight cannabidiol.
1,000 milligram CBD isolate is what I gave him. One full dropper,
full.
and it worked wonders for you.
Beautiful.
I'm
It
so
was
glad.
gorgeous.
I'm so glad because that it just proves everything that I learned from Dr. David Allen. It just proves that endocannabinoid deficiency is a huge problem.
It is.
And
Well, listen, why don't we do a real quick thing? Let's let Banjo play a
Yes,
quick
let's
song
do
for
that.
us.
All right.
And let him play a little bit for us, and we'll come
Yep.
back and talk to him a little bit more.
Alrighty.
Everybody, again, Ron Banjo Strezic. He's he's one of our favorite people on the planet,
Yes.
and honestly, once you hear him, you'll understand why we believe he's one of the most talented people we know
You're
too.
gonna love this.
I got a sick sound check. Where'd Jim go? Sound good? Once I lived the life of a millionaire. Spent all my money, didn't have any cares. Took all my old friends for a mighty good time. Drank bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. Lost all my good friends, had nowhere to go. I get my hands on a dollar again. I hang on to it till that old eagle grins, because nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny. And as for friends, you ain't got very many. And all of a sudden you get back up on your feet again. Everybody wants to be your long lost friend. I said it straight now without any doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny. As for friends, you ain't got very many. All of a sudden you get back up on your feet again. Everybody wants to be your long lost friend. I said it straight now without any doubt. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey guys, listen, it's been another great week. You know, we got city council meeting coming up next week. We just met with something, a bunch of board meetings coming up too to help out here.
Yes, we do. Yes, I have put everything into the calendar, so we're now that we're done moving, we are back to business as usual
it's just
and
another
busy.
project I forgot to mention. You know, I mean, we've been just doing so much lately that it's. You know, sometimes hard to keep up with all that we've got going to mention it, I should say.
It is. Well, you know what? We just need more people.
Yeah,
we need more people to do more things.
Yeah, listen, we've got a great staff of people now that dedicate their time and their energy.
My cameraman
always.
is
Absolutely.
nodding at me.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, we have days like this week. You know, Dino's not here; he's short in the booth.
Yeah, I
you
know.
So now James has got to play many hats.
James is wearing
got
all
many
kinds of hats
to do. That's right. So you know, hey, but listen, we always make it happen.
Good thing he's a jack of all trades.
Don't forget March. This coming up March 16th. I think it's the weekend of March 16th.
We're out
May.
of
I'm
March.
sorry, May. Sorry, gosh, Christmas Day. And
oh my God.
May 16th
March.
is a Thursday. Starts as Froggy Days in Narrowsburg because we're getting ready for the concert
we're going to do
series,
Froggy Days. That's coming up. Mazstock's coming up after that.
Now, Froggy Days is going to be great because you know,
and then we're going to start
it's the
really
first one of the season. It's in the spring. It's right here in Narrowsburg, close by. You know, Green and Heather do a great job of putting that. This is the 9th one. And they do a fantastic job.
They do.
Of putting something
They do.
on. It was cool to hear the Banjo was, you know, really good friends
I
with
know.
them too.
Oh
so.
my God! Look, I lost my ring.
No, we'll find it.
That's the one that I got from them too. That was from Froggy Days.
All right, well,
that
we'll
one, it just fell, and I had it just a little while ago.
We'll
so
find
it's
it.
here.
We'll find it. That's it.
Fell off my face.
Yeah, and then Mazstock's coming up too in August, as it always is, and that's probably our favorite festival of the season, just because it's local to Marlboro. My family's from there, and got a lot of great bands. 4 days apiece, love music and fun, and at the end of August, and we always talk about them because listen, you know, but we couldn't exist without the community. You know, and this is what I think a lot of people don't understand when it comes to local television and broadcasting.
It's all about the community.
If it isn't for the community, and I can't broadcast about the community or mention the community or events that are going on in the community,
that's a problem.
That's a major problem because
we
pay for this service.
Yeah.
And that's, you know,
and
us as the public do. So we have to call that out on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think it's garbage because listen, if I think something's good, it's my TV show. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if I want to talk about somebody's doing something good for the community, I'm going to talk about it.
Agreed.
Period.
I think that it should be talked about. I think we hear enough bad news. If we have some good news to spread, we should be able to do that.
That's right. And the Walk for Change, you know, we're going to be doing the Walk for Change. It's, you know, again, a walk across the country, show solidarity for the plant. And it's not only for that. It's just solidarity in general, people. We live in a society right now, in a world that's very mean, very harsh, very hateful. There's
choices
judgmental.
that are being made for us that just should not be made.
You know, and I'm going to tell you this. I will put this out there on a segment coming up. Hopefully it'll be next week. As a matter of fact, I'll make sure it's next week because I'll do it during part of our intro. We're going to read a piece to you about CBD deficiency within humans and animals, okay? And what CBD deficiency within your body, it explains a lot of how humanity is today. Explains our behaviors, explains the way we react.
I have that piece.
Yeah, I know. It's just a little long because we, you know, to try to add to tonight. So? Yeah, that's good. It's a good piece for another show. But you will see that when people deplete themselves and deplete the largest androgynous system within their body, it changes us even socially.
It does.
So we'll talk about that.
We no longer make choices from knowledge. We make choices from fear.
So don't forget, guys, come out and see us every Wednesday night down in Empowering Port Jervis, where we'll teach a CBD class there. Every third Friday of the month, we teach out at Sugarloaf at the Holistic Healing Studio. So please stop by and get some free education from us.
Please.
And then
it's
the Sorella
important.
dinner is being done out in White late June 13th. Just look it up on Facebook and buy your tickets in advance so we know how to plan.
Make your reservations in advance.
That way we know how to plan, and that way we know what to have available. All right, guys, until next week, it's another episode of Can We Talk 420. Pete and Helen Yapel, and we'll see you next week. Why, honey? Because we
live the changes we wish to see in the world, and so should you.
That's right. And again, we'll be back to educate you, entertain you, hopefully, and teach you how to live a Canna lifestyle.
It's a simple thought in the back of my mind. People's pure vitriol that need to unwind. Thinking drastic, acting spastic, interacting only through screens in plastic. Civil in public, but I'm not causing discord. Only picking fights as a keyboard warrior. Making it so people need to designate a safe space. No, I'll start talking at face to another face. Online, you think you can hide your identity, but thinking like that removes your integrity. Anything you're thinking of saying or doing, trying to keep in mind you're interacting with a human. Let's get together and remove the social block. Can we ask you, can we talk?
Rather than the screams and shouting, can we talk? Rather than the blaming, outing, can we talk? Rather than accuse each other, can we talk? Can we try to act like brothers? Can we talk?
Can we talk and share a brand new perspective instead of only listening to things we find attractive? You might feel cozy, but there's a hidden danger spending your life inside an echo chamber, thinking one way to the point of saturation means that you're cutting off to any moderation. And when you're thinking tempted to the start of altercation, you're dragging your society to nothing aggravation. Little bird minds there, what you have to say that can't be supplemented with rocks and pepper spray. Some people don't want discussion or debate and will try to spread their messages with violence and hate. Some people think this thought is absurd, but you can win the people with some kindness in your words. We put our words down into the form of rock. Can we ask you?